Okay.
Hi boys and girls, I'm Ms. Robert and welcome to our second lesson about circles. This is dealing with the circumference of circles. So if you didn't review the introduction to circles previous to this, please do that. Okay, over here I have the word circumference written. The word circumference refers to the distance around the circle. Just like the perimeter of a polygon, this is the circumference. It's the distance all around the circle. When we deal with circles, we have to deal with something called pi. Pi is standard, and I'll do another video to explain what pi is. Pi is standard. It is 3.4, and it keeps going to infinity, but we round it to 3.14. That is 3 14/100. So when we do the circumference of a circle, we must always have 3.14. That is standard. So in order to find the circumference of a circle, we need to do pi times the diameter. And if you watched the video before, we know the diameter runs straight down the middle. So pi, we're going to insert into our formula. I know you'll make fun of me for my accent. Formula, pi times diameter is the formula for circumference. 3.14 is pi, and let's say the diameter, which is an imaginary line, let's say right now that's 10 feet. So we have 3.14 times 10 feet. And if you remember, when we multiply by 10, all we're doing is moving a decimal over. And we have 31.4 feet. Okay, so all I did was pi times the diameter. So let's do another one, and I want you to do it on your own paper. And I'm going to put pi up here just so you remember that it's 3.14. So let's say we have a circle with the diameter of, let's make it hard, 2.2. So we use the formula, and it's pi times diameter. And I'm using this one right here, pi times diameter. And it is 3.14 times 2.2. Now remember, in multiplication, you don't have to line up the decimals, you just have to count the number of places afterwards. So this is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. Starting over here, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm adding up my numbers. Make sure you check me to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. We're counting the number of places, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we have here, and we can round this off, especially now we don't need the 0, but the circumference of this circle is equal to 6.9 feet. Now, we run into trouble when we do not have the diameter, but we have only the radius. Radius, again, is an imaginary line from the middle of the circle here. Now, you can decide which way you want to do this. If we have a radius of 2 inches, what is the diameter? Do you remember? Diameter is double that. So the diameter is a total of 4 inches. So if the radius equals 2 inches, the diameter is going to equal 4 inches. Okay, so it's double. So let me give you a circumference problem with a radius of 7 inches. So you know that the formula is pi times diameter. What's pi? 3.14. And it is a 7-inch radius. You know to double that. So what's the radius? what's the diameter? Is 14 inches. So it's 7, 2 times, or 7 times 4 is 7 times 2 is 14. So we have pi times diameter. The diameter is 14, and that's going to give you your circumference. Can you see that down here?
No.
Move it down a little bit. And we count off 1, 2 places. So we have the circumference as 43 96/100ths. Now, if you don't want to double this, what you're going to do is use the radius. So instead of pi times diameter, you're going to use the radius. And you can say 2 times pi times the radius. Radius. So 2 times pi is the formula, times the radius, and in this case, the radius was 7, and we multiply those together. So 2 times 3.14 is 6 28/100ths, and then we have times 7. 56, 7, 14 is 19, 36, 42, 2 decimal places. So we have 42.96. Now, Miss Robert must have done something wrong, because look at this answer. So I want you to find out which one is right and which one was wrong with the math, because obviously Miss Robert did something wrong, and I know what I did. So I hope you can find it. So, just to review, for circumference, I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that cherry pie, with an S, cherry pie is delicious. And what does that stand for? That stands for circumference equals pi times diameter. Just remember that if you don't have that diameter, you can do 2 times pi. Okay, that's it for today. Join in for the area of a circle.